Yesterday, I mentioned 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 12, and I want to look at the last portion of verse 12 again and make one observation for you to think about. Simple one, but a really, really important one for you to think about today. The last part of verse 12 reads, "But I am not ashamed, for I know whom I have believed and am convinced that he is able to guard until that day what has been entrusted to me." That day is a reference to what Luther used to talk about when Luther said, "There's only 2 days on my calendar, today and that day." And Luther meant that I live in the present and I look toward the return of Christ. That's what that day meant, the day of the Lord. And so here, Paul is making the point that God is able to guard, and to guard what has been entrusted to him. What is that? Well, it's the gospel that he's already declared that he's not going to be ashamed of. That gospel has been entrusted to Paul. That gospel has been entrusted to you as a believer. That gospel has been entrusted to me as a believer. And because that gospel comes to me as a gift, it is not just a gift that then will be A, taken away, or B, can be discarded on my part. It is a gift that is guarded and protected. It is made sure. It is the thing I can be confident about, not because it depends upon me, and not because God arbitrarily might take it away, but rather the opposite of both. God is more powerful than me, and he is faithful to guard it. So he is the one who preserves the gift that he's given to me. We call this the doctrine of eternal security, and it's a really important doctrine. If we didn't have the doctrine of eternal security, we would end up basically attaching works to the back end of our salvation. You would receive the gift of the gospel by grace through faith, but then if you were bad enough or you didn't show enough fruit, you could walk away from it. But the back door isn't closed by your own works. The back door is guarded by God because he's the one who does a work in my life, and he guards that which he has given. So today, you can rest confident in your salvation, knowing that if you've trusted in Christ, he who gave you the gift of the gospel is faithful to guard it. Have a wonderful day.